Will Miami live up to the logo in 2022? Welcome to the Voice of College Football, the U, and welcome to our live shows every Wednesday and Thursday night right here at the Voice of College Football Miami. We go live with you every Wednesday at 7 Eastern Time, Thursday at 8 Eastern Time. Join us live. All right, let's break down the yearly question that we approach in the ACC Coastal Division. Miami's got the best roster, the best talent. Will they win the division? They've only done it once since joining the ACC in 2017 under Mark Richt, 7-1 that year in the ACC, 10-3 overall. All right, let's run down the challenges, and we will make our prediction. It starts with Bethune-Cookman. That will not be a loss for the Canes on September 3rd. Let's move on to September 10th. Southern Miss, a 3-9 ball club last year, did win the final two games of the season against Louisiana Tech. That brings nightmares to Canes fans, of course, after the 2019 season and the bowl victory. Shutout fashion by Louisiana Tech, and FIU also a victim of USM in week 2. All right, then comes the big one against Texas A&M September 17th, and the first test that the Canes will face in the 22 season. Okay, with Texas A&M, they have one of the most talented rosters in college football. Of course, just brought in what is considered to be the best recruiting class in the history of college football. However, unsure at quarterback, Max Johnson will probably win the job. Good quarterback, no question. He proved himself for the LSU Tigers last year, 27 touchdowns, 6 picks. Or it could be Haynes King, the runner, the athlete, who won the job over Zach Calzada last year, but lost it due to injury against Colorado last year, fighting for the job. Texas A&M, better personnel, and at home, you would consider that to be an uphill climb for Miami, but we shall see. I like the Canes to give the Aggies a big scare, and I would not be surprised if Miami wins that game. Middle Tennessee on September 24th, then boom, into ACC play, and a big nemesis here. North Carolina has defeated Miami 3 consecutive times. The team that is recruited with Miami, just a notch below, has been North Carolina under Larry Fedora. Some of those players still remain on the roster, and most notably under Mack Brown, who has turned it around to a degree, but the heels coming off a disappointing 6-7 finish, of course, and a bowl loss. At Virginia Tech, October 15th, one of the best rivalries in the conference dating back to the Big East days, of course. The Canes won a close one over Virginia Tech the past 2 seasons, a one-pointer in Blacksburg 2 years ago. October 22nd, one of the worst teams in Power 5, the Duke Blue Devils. Miami finally getting the bugaboo off their backs the last couple seasons against Duke, winning that game in big fashion. At Virginia, sneaky, difficult game against Brennan Armstrong and some elite tight ends and wide receivers there for the Cavaliers. Virginia, of course, won that ball game last season at Hard Rock by a missed field goal. Florida State, November 5th. Of course, the Noles went on a 7-game tear when they were the better club. Miami's been a little bit better recently, and of course have ripped off 3 consecutive up until 4th and 14. Jordan Travis and company come to Hard Rock on November 5th. At Georgia Tech on November 12th. Jeff Collins, of course, have not turned around Georgia Tech football. He's got a dismal record in 3 seasons with the Yellow Jackets, and he'll be fighting for his job potentially there. November 19th, a huge date at Clemson. All right, Clemson has completely owned the Canes the last 3 meetings, outscoring Miami 138-20. Dismal performances by the Canes. Of course, Clemson has been the dominant team in the conference by far since 2015 and owned the series since 2010. And really, this is a measuring stick game for Miami. The last time Miami, that I believe that they really took on top competition and fared well, would be the 2017 back-to-back performances against Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. And then the finale against Pitt. It could mean the division title. The Panthers broke that. Everybody wins the ACC Coastal for 7 consecutive years by doubling up with a ACC Coastal Championship and winning the ACC for the first time since the Coastal teams won it in a decade. And, of course, though Miami won the game against Pitt and against NC State, they beat the 2 best teams in the ACC on their schedule last year, but they had the letdowns. So is Mario Cristobal going to be able to avoid the letdowns that Manny Diaz could not, and other coaches in Miami's last 15 to 20 years? The game against Pitt should be huge. All right, it lines up like this in regards to level of difficulty. Clemson on the road, that's the most difficult game, followed by Texas A&M. I don't think there's any question about that from a talent standpoint. Then you've got the pair that appear to be the most primed to win the ACC Coastal in addition to the Canes, and that's North Carolina and Pitt. Florida State's a rival. How good are the Noles going to be? They were lousy last year at 5-7. That was another disappointing losing season. Florida State hasn't had a winning season since 7-6 in 2017. The Noles have not finished ranked or in the top 10 since 2016, but of course won the game last year. There's a wild card game here. The Virginia game on the road could be tricky. Of course, the Cavaliers were good enough to beat the Canes last year, and they bring back one of the best quarterbacks, not only in the ACC, but in the country. So here's how it shapes up. We're going to go conventional here. Miami will lose the games against Clemson and Texas A&M. However, big red flag for Texas A&M. I will not be surprised in any such way if Miami goes to Kyle Field, College Station, pulls off the big Saturday night upset, 9 o'clock Eastern time kick in week 3, and upset the Aggies because the instability at quarterback, potentially for the Aggies, and then also the wide receiver play has not been great for Texas A&M in recent seasons. Add on to that tremendous defensive talent, but a reworked front seven with new personnel for Texas A&M. Look out for the Canes at Texas A&M. However, I'm going to go with Texas A&M pulling that game out. I look for 2 other losses for Miami in conference play as well. Again, Clemson and most likely North Carolina or Pitt, or the wild card being Virginia. Miami goes 9-3, 6-2 in the conference. Miami fans, some will be happy with that and satisfied. Others won't be. Others will come after me, of course, for picking Miami to go a lousy 9-3 and 6-2 in the conference. Consider that it's been now 3 or 4 consecutive years that I have picked Miami to finish with a better record than what they have finished with. They continue to let me down. I picked them 9-3 last year. They went 7-5. I picked them to go 8-4 the year before and got hammered by some of you folks. And of course, they went 6-6 in the regular season, 6-7 with a bowl loss. That was in 2019. I nailed it in 2020, actually, at 8-3. That was the selection by the Voice of College Football. Again, Wednesday and Thursday, 7 Eastern, 8 Eastern. Leave us your comments down below and your record projection for the Canes here in 2022. Right here at the Voice of College Football, the U.